But.
All right, now we're recording. Ready?
Yes. Welcome. We're at the Norway Art Festival on the street, right in front of Cafe Nomad and Food for Thoughts.
Let's give it up for the 2023 Norway Arts and Music and Arts Festival. Here we go. Woo!
Yeah! Woo!
We're here.
The guy coming out of Cafe Nomad thinks we're cheering for
You're
him.
here.
He's not wrong.
Who's we?
I'm John.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Scott.
And that's Danielle Tran.
The Danielle Tran.
Oh, okay.
The
That's
beautiful,
Janelle.
the talented, the beautifully talented Danielle Tran.
We are in a strange land right now. We have a Mushroom King.
Yes.
He's directing traffic.
Yeah. Let's describe who's around us real quick.
All right.
Scott's to my right. Aaron's to my left.
On Scott's right,
Stuck in the middle with you.
we
Stuck
have
in the middle.
an artist that has done loons.
Loons and cats and octopuses.
Cats.
Oh, my.
I like the cats.
Mm-hmm.
Octopus.
Very colorful.
Straight in front of us, we have pottery. What's the name of it?
Nope, that's the name
Lane-
of
Leanne
Leanne Pottery.
Pottery.
That's really close to you
Deanne
guys.
Pottery.
on their left, we have flags.
I like those flags.
And there's purses.
I'm
That's
not
nice.
a big fan of the purses.
They're not for
Kinda.
you.
Okay.
On
They're-
the right of Deanne Potter, we have the holler.
The hauler.
It says like us and tag us.
Are they playing tag?
Graffiti artists, you know where to go.
This is pretty lame, actually. Let's
No,
let's
this
scrap
isn't
what-
throwing. What's next?
Let's skip what we're
They
doing
have
because
coffee
this
cups.
is. Let's talk about the person to our left.
Aaron. And
Aaron.
We have on our
Wow,
left.
there are a lot of people over there.
We have
There is a lot of people.
Oompa,
Right.
the Oompa tent that also has Celebration Barn.
Oxford Hills Music and Performing Arts Association.
Yes,
That's not
Oompa.
what Celebration Arm is.
Oh, okay. Celebration Arm.
Celebration
Barn.
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 There's
Theater.
a B in front of the arm.
They're here.
They're here. And then we have Rachel with
Oxford Hills Music and Arts and Drama Boosters. And there's Rachel.
Yeah.
and then there's a live stage besides them.
Right.
So we're going to be interviewing people on the streets of Main Street, Norway.
Too many people on the
Um,
street.
We're going to get the executive director from Celebration Barn over here.
Oh my gosh.
Have you talked to him about that?
Yes.
Oh, then
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
We're
on top of
also
it.
going to get hopefully the Mushroom King.
Oh
maybe.
man. You think you would?
He's busy. You know, it's the big day for the Mushroom King.
Well, hopefully he's on.
We'll
Yeah.
get that motorcycle
It's
guy.
live.
It's live, people. We are live.
All right. Anything else we want to say? We'll take a break and then
No, I really want to get that Mushroom King on. So that is first top priority.
top priority.
We're gonna talk Jekyll and Hyde today, probably.
Oh, wait a minute. Jekyll and Hyde. Holy
Yeah.
smokes. Yeah, we got to talk about that. So.
Yes.
Yep.
Do we want to talk about it right now?
Nah. I want the Mushroom King on first.
We might not get him.
Yeah, but he might open up for Jekyll and Hyde.
Wow.
Wow.
Mushroom King opens for Jekyll and Hyde. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either. All right.
But
We're taking a break. We'll come back live.
So, Aaron, you know how I said that there was a Mushroom King and he looked like he was in charge?
Yeah.
Well, Janelle went down and talked to him, and we have him now as a guest on our podcast.
And the Mushroom King has a name, John.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, well, so...
Your Highness?
Well, my official name is psilocybin. I'm a British gentleman. I was brought about for the Fungi Fest that we just had this year in May over the Holiday Inn by the Bay.
Right.
And so, yeah, psilocybin, he wanders around. He was very lost on 302 this year. It took him a long time to get down there. There's a bunch of videos on Facebook.
So what was your
That's
name again?
So my real name's Ben.
Ben. Okay.
But my character for this particular one is psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
He's all things fungus. It's not just the fun fungus. It's all things fungus related. So
I appreciate that. That's good. Bring
Yeah.
awareness to all the fungi.
Mushrooms are very good for you.
all of them.
Yes.
So here, I'll break character for a minute. So it's, the whole point of the Fungi Fest was to, like, we had North Spore there, so grow your own medicine, be it
Yep.
psychological or not. So the giving information about lion's mane, reishi, turkey tail. We had a bunch of speakers. Like the first speaker we had was the gentleman who wrote the first mushroom foraging guide I ever purchased.
Oh, nice.
Whoa!
Wow.
So,
Okay.
Christopher Hobbs. So I mean, we had people like that there. We didn't get Stamets. We all wanted Stamets, but he's a bit out of the price range.
Yeah.
But this was the second annual. We're going to be doing another one next year, and we're hoping it only gets bigger. And I'll have a different shirt. It'll just have a different year on it, but same style.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned Facebook. Is there something on social media that you can?
If you just look up Maine Fungi Fest, you can find all the stuff there. There's also mainefungifest.org. That's the hub for all of it. So
Great.
Cool.
So what brings you into Norway?
So ironically enough, that whole thing is put on by a gentleman, Jonathan Levitt, buddy of mine I was just talking to there.
Friend of the podcast.
Yeah, he's a good friend of all of ours. And so I've been working on a play called Dave Sauna with him for about 5 years.
Great.
Oh.
And I play Weird Rob in that one. And Weird Rob talks like this the whole time. He's a cocaine enthusiast. And yeah, he even sings a calypso tune and does a conga line through the audience.
Oh my gosh! I knew I recognized you. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, were you at the show? Or
No, so like a picture. I was seeing pictures. We haven't been able to make it to the show yet.
well, August 4th and 5th.
Are you in it this year too?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Okay.
here, I should stay in character for that one. August 4th and 5th at Deer Trees Theater. Dave Sauna will be returning for 2 nights only. And hopefully it's not 100 degrees like it was last year because it sure felt like a sauna.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, it's method. You gotta get
Yeah,
into the mood
I mean,
for
it
it.
is a sauna.
So,
It-
yeah,
It was an immersive theater experience last year, let me tell you.
I'm sure.
So,
Seen some warm ones.
so how long have you been doing stuff on stage?
So, I mean, I did theater back in high school.
Yeah.
And then I took a hiatus to go into corporate America for 15 years, which burnt me out.
Yeah.
Wow.
As it does.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I found my way into cannabis, and I was at a burlesque show above the tap house in Bridgeton that Johnny and the crew were putting on.
Yeah.
And my slightly inebriated ass went up to him like, "Hey man, I want to work with you guys. I got a band that I'm managing. Like, I want them to open for you. Let's do this." 2 weeks later, he calls me and he goes, "Hey, I don't want to be rude, but I wrote a musical and you're Weird Rob." And I was like, "Okay, I'm sold. Let's do this." And like 5 years ago, that happened, and now I'm fully immersed back into it. I'm also currently in Almost Maine, which opened last night.
Oh,
Yeah. How'd that go?
Awesome.
Phenomenal.
I'm going tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I will be in the They Fell section.
Okay. Yeah.
And don't judge me on how much I sweat 'cause I'm wearing winter clothes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. I
And it's
know.
120 degrees on stage. So yeah.
It's kind of a weird time to do that show, but
Right.
Yeah.
it's a great show. I love Almost Maine.
Full disclosure, I'd never heard of it until I auditioned.
Oh, wow.
But the cast is incredible. And we also have Terry Sweat performing his
Terry's amazing. Yeah.
Right.
We
Love
got
Terry.
him playing his famous Maine song there.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
So They Fell. That's the one where the shoe falls, right? No.
This is Chad and Randy. I play Chad, and we're out drinking on the ice,
Oh, okay. Yes.
complaining about our dates.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Sally doesn't like the way I smell. So rude. Slam the door in my face.
So that's awesome.
Before we started talking, you were going to say something about Creative Norway, and then we cut you off. I'm sorry.
Right. Oh, that's all right. So basically, because of all my work with Johnny and all them, half the people that put this on are in Dave Sauna. They're in a lot of the burlesque performances. A lot of them are in Ragtime Rebellion, and I work with them on all those different avenues. So
That's great.
Ultimately, they said, "Hey, put on your psilocybin costume and come over and help direct traffic before this thing starts." I'm like, "Okay." So just kind of been wandering around in character, just having fun. So,
Well,
That's great.
awesome. All right. Well, we really appreciate you coming over and talk to us.
thanks for
Is there
inviting me
anything
over.
that maybe you're passionate about in this arena that you'd like to share, or?
I mean, pretty much all the stuff I've been talking about. I
Yeah.
mean, it's to be able to embody so many different characters and step outside yourself is my favorite part of theater.
Yeah.
Right.
I had that moment, that rush when everybody claps for you at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Like when I had that last night, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I do this. That's why I stress myself out.
Right.
Like now I remember.
Yeah.
Endorphins. Hello. Yeah. So,
Awesome.
Great.
That was nice to meet you, Ben.
Likewise, guys. Thank you so much.
And
Yes.
one more time, just to plug your the fest for next year, the mushroom, the fungi.
Right. We don't have an official date, but it's Maine Fungi Fest. You can go to mainefungifest.org or search for it on Facebook, Instagram, any of those. That'll be sometime in May, probably in Portland. It's ever evolving, always changing, as is mycelium.
Right.
And then again, Almost Maine is going on tonight, and then the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and we got Dave Sauna also at Deer Trees, August 4th and 5th.
Awesome.
Right. Awesome.
Great.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to take another break till we find someone else to interview. Hey, we're back live at the Norway Arts and Music Festival.
I think it's just Norway Arts Festival.
No, it's arts and music.
Well,
Come on.
their thing is
It does say NAF, doesn't
NAF. So
it? NAF.
yeah,
We're back at NAF,
yeah.
not NAFTA.
But we're not here alone.
No, we got a new person here to interview.
Hi.
And who is this
Hi.
person? It's Hillary Perry.
I was just talking to you about somebody, or talking about you to somebody.
Oh, you were?
I was.
Good things?
No.
As far as you know.
Okay. All right. Well, you know.
No.
All publicity is good publicity, so.
That's what I was.
Right.
That's what I
No
was thinking.
such thing as bad publicity.
Mhm.
So, what have you been up to?
Well, a lot of what I've been up to is acting in film. That's been kind of a big film acting year for me.
That's super
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
And that includes my twin sister Hannah's short film that she slaved over all winter and spring.
Which looks amazing.
I am biased, obviously, but
It's very easy to be biased.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
and I star in it, so of course I would say this, but objectively, it is a wonderful film. And it's technically a student film, but she'll be pushing it out to other festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
The premiere was in May for the Mayhem Festival, which is what they do for the film students at Southern Maine Community College every year.
Right.
And this year it was all women directors,
Cool.
which was very cool.
Yeah.
And Hannah's film, The Antique, closed out the festival, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was really well received, and we're
That's
super
great.
happy about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot of what I've been up to, and it's taken up a lot of time.
Yeah.
But it's been so rewarding.
Yeah.
Especially just because I'm normally doing the stage acting,
Yeah.
Right.
so it's a little bit different. But
Yeah. I was just gonna say it. Film is you act different on film than you would on stage. It's a little more subdued on
Yes.
film.
And that was like something I'm glad that like I could get my film acting chops
Right.
like kind of
Yep.
going with my sibling,
Yeah.
because she was not afraid to tell me.
Yeah.
There's one scene I kept licking my teeth, and it's like just like a natural thing that I do in real life, and she was like, Hillary, stop doing that. I'd like move my lips around. And it's just like you can't do stuff like that on film because it's so distracting.
Right.
And I had to like tone the facial expressions down because
Right.
I have big expression anyway.
And
Right.
you got to
That
have it
seems
for the
rather
stage.
theatrical,
Yeah.
and then for stage you like push it even more, so you
Yeah.
gotta pull it back. These are real people,
Right.
and I think it got me into the vibe, you know. Also doing circle mirror transformation last summer with Oompa,
Which was amazing.
I really enjoyed, and that was my first soiree with straight theater
Yeah.
for quite a few years. And that kind of prepared me for more film acting too, because Lori, the director, was really pushing for realistic performance. And
Which-
she had to tell me to tone things down a lot too. So that was a good intro into the subtle acting. And I think I really enjoy it. I'm gonna do more of it. It's because it is a little more like this is like real people, and not
Right.
Yeah.
that theater doesn't have that too,
But they're caricatures.
yes,
more.
especially in like musical theater and
Yeah.
comedy, which is what I do a lot of. So
Right.
yeah.
So that's awesome.
cool.
So are you done stage, or you gonna continue to?
Oh, I'll continue to do both. I love both.
Yeah.
So, but it's having a twin sister who's super into film and she's super talented at it. It's like a nice opportunity for me to help backstage or behind the scenes, I should
Yeah.
say. And so
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to be doing for the fall.
Cool.
because we're creating a short film for the they do a horror movie
Festival.
festival, short
Yeah.
film festival every year in Portland, Maine. And they do it at the State Theater, and they have local theater or filmmakers come and like from all over the state. They're
That's-
trying to like expand a little more, I think.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. I'm not acting in that one, so it'll be a little more. I'm doing a lot of like art.
Do you need
and stuff.
actors? Because the three of us will gladly.
Anytime we need a nice fella to fill a role, we'll definitely keep
Oh,
y'all in mind.
Sorry, we're not nice fellas.
Oh, anytime we need stinky
That's me.
dummies. But I think she is. Oh, there's only women in this
Oh,
one.
that's okay.
Yeah, I know. My friend Joanna Clark is going to be playing the lead role in that one.
cool.
Yeah, so that will be interesting. It's pretty intense, and it involves a baby. And my little sister just had a baby. I say
Uh-huh.
little sister, but she's almost 30. And she is letting us borrow her
baby.
like 2-month-old baby for the film, so that's really appreciated.
Hopefully you can act.
Yep,
Nope.
I know. This is
Well,
You don't
just
wanna-
gotta act like a baby. I think.
yeah.
Think they'll be all
That's
right.
really all we
That's
need.
really
Well-
good for a resume, though. 2
I
months.
know, right
Right.
away. It's
Yeah.
like getting right up there with like the Olsen twins.
Right? You know, or
You
the
know.
Gerber baby.
Yeah,
Basically, it's
immediate star.
immediate.
Yeah. We've had a lot of friends help out, and that's really how this stuff, friends and family coming together to like,
Yeah.
because nobody's getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
isn't
It's
that
an
the-
art of love.
Yeah.
So we're very proud of the antique and like the people that came together to really, everybody there was there to make film,
Yeah.
and that was what the goal was. Nobody was there to mess around, and it was like really awesome to see.
Yeah.
And there were definitely things that happened on set that were unexpected. Maybe I'll let Hannah tell you a little bit about that because she created one of the problems, and it was her film. And but we all came together, and like, you know, you work together as a team to make
Right.
it work, and like that's like why you do this
Yeah.
stuff. You know,
Exactly.
community theater and like just like community. It's so
That,
important.
yeah, your community. That's why you do it.
And that's why I do
Yeah.
anything. I mean,
Yeah.
always put your all into it.
Yeah.
But it's like the relationships, not to be like corny, but it really is about the relationships. Like
It
I
is. It is.
cry
Yep.
every time I watch the film at the end because I'm like, I'm so proud of everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's just the reason why it's came together so well is not just because of one or two people. you
Yeah.
know, and
That-
people don't
Yeah.
really know how many people like it
Yeah.
takes and all
No.
the time it takes, and
100%.
yeah.
Yep.
No, that's the gospel that we like to preach. It's like
Oh, yeah.
it's community.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Family.
It's
mhm.
it takes a community to do some cool art that we do. You know,
Mhm.
Yep.
filmmaking and
Mhm.
theater and everything else. You know, it's cool.
Yeah, it is. And I think community is, I don't know, a big theme in my life right now, I feel like, because like I have so many friends having children and stuff,
Yeah.
and you know, like it takes a community, and
Yep.
it's true.
Yeah.
And I just think even if you're not in the arts, find another way to
Right.
incorporate yourself into the community because it's worth it, and
Yeah.
makes life worth living.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And
Mhm.
that's what we're doing today. I mean,
Yeah.
we're 3/10 right combined. That's all like 4 different things.
It's
4 different
lovely.
entities.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, and we're just here
Supporting?
to support
Yeah.
Yeah.
support each other, and it's great.
Love it.
I love it.
I love it too.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was really great to have you.
I
Unless
it's been too
Sorry.
long. I've
I'm
been
good.
waiting for this moment.
Well,
I think we're gonna get Hannah, and we'll
always
get the synopsis of the movie from her.
I always
Yeah.
like to ask though: is there anything in this realm of community theater or performing or anything like that that you're very passionate about that you would want to kind of share, or anything you want to get out there?
that was a really cool
I don't
note.
mean to put you on
That was awesome.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'd like to offer that opportunity. So
Yeah, there's. I mean, right now I'm doing a lot of dancing with Miss Sasha Richardson at Expansion Arts in Norway,
cool.
Maine. So I'm going to be taking classes this summer and like amping up my dance body and getting ready to go into the the theater season.
She was trying to convince me to take a couple of classes. I was over at her house the other day.
You should.
Maybe I will.
I mean, it's a great place to take class, like for beginners, and she knows her stuff, so I recommend. But right now, I'm, definitely considering Oompa's fall musical for sure.
Oh,
And then
we
being
know someone
involved
who's
in
going to
that.
direct that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think there's a part or two for you
we'll see.
I don't know about that.
Oh, rough.
from the director's mouth.
Jeez.
What a douchebag.
I will, even if I don't audition for a part, I will definitely be a part of it somehow.
Cool.
Our
Nice.
Facebook messaging suggests otherwise.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
I don't know what's official yet, so but we're in talks.
Negotiations.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Have
Right.
your people call his people.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Nice.
manager.
Well, when you're working with a talent as wonderful as you, I'll take it any way I can get it.
Oh,
So,
thank you, John.
no, we really appreciate you, and super excited to have you as part of our community. So,
Yeah, and you guys are doing an awesome job. This is, you know what you're doing. High class. You got
Oh, wow.
stings and sound effects and very
yeah, we
nice.
do.
Oh, yeah.
we can do this. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, you can do it longer.
Wow.
It's all for you. All for
Yes.
you.
Thank
That's-
you.
yep.
Thank you. That's all the people at the festival.
Yes,
clapping for
everybody.
me.
Thank you. See,
you,
he even he's
everyone.
clapping.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Well,
Good. Well, Hillary, thanks for joining us.
yes. Thank you.
Whoa, you look like our last guest, but kind of different.
Yeah, just I have glasses.
Oh, that's it.
Hair's longer.
That's the
Yeah.
only difference.
Yeah,
We're back. We switched
Copy
out
and paste.
one sister for another. We went from Hillary Perry to Hannah.
That's me.
So did your mom purposely do H's?
I think so. I don't know what the story behind that is. I feel like my parents
'Cause-
just like
It's not confusing at all.
I know.
Right.
And then my little sister's Haley.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Yeah. So
What's your brother's name?
Dan. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I didn't want to explore that punchline.
Yeah. They
Huh.
didn't they didn't like any of the H names for the guys.
Henry?
I like Henry. I think that's a cute
We
name.
call him Hank.
Hank.
Hank?
Hank.
Uh,
Call Henry Hank a lot. It's a nickname for Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've started just like answering to any H name because people, Heather, Hillary, Haley, Hannah. It doesn't matter. I'll just answer. Hey, what's up? Because I don't know.
I just assume.
Yeah, I'm like
Right.
they're talking to me and they probably just don't remember which H I am.
So we're just talking to the other H.
Yeah.
And she was talking about your movie.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. The Antique.
Correct.
Can you do you mind just talking like maybe a little synopsis about the movie?
Sure. I kind of was inspired by the idea. I don't know. Have you ever watched Antiques Roadshow?
Oh, I
Yes.
love
Sure,
that show.
sure.
PBS. Okay, I'm so glad because in my filmmaking class, it was with like a lot of 19 and 20-year-olds, and they'd never heard the show. So when I was pitching it, they're like, "I don't know what you're talking about." But I was watching the show, and there was like an episode where these two sisters were getting a Tiffany lamp appraised, and it ended up being worth a ton of money.
Okay.
And they like their response to that was just so charming and adorable, and they were like two like really quirky sisters, and like I was just kind of like coming up with like, I wonder what they're like outside of this episode of Antiques Roadshow. So then I was like, I'm gonna write a story about it. So then I was like, who better to cast than myself and my sister?
yeah.
And and I also directed and produced and wrote it. And basically, it starts out. We find out that our mother has passed away, and we're trying to like buy back the family home. And all her life, she was like had this antique that's been passed down from generation to generation.
Okay.
And their mom had always been like, "This is gonna be worth a ton of money someday. I swear to God." But then their mom is kind of like an interesting lady, and she like told a lot of fibs, and like she was like a little like toxic. So they're like kind of battling with that. Like,
is it real? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, "Well, why don't we go get it appraised? And if it's worth something, then we can maybe buy back the family home." And then that it's like a traveling road. What do you call it when you go from one place to another in a car?
Travel.
Road trip.
Road trip.
It's like a road trip movie. It's a road trip movie. So like we travel, me and my sister in the story travel, and then like the whole time they're like, "Is it gonna be worth anything?" And then they meet a bunch of interesting characters, and then they end up at the antique appraisal show, which we can't call it Antiques Roadshow. We had to call it something else, but
yeah,
they get it appraised, and then and then they find out if it's worth anything. Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was the process of making the film?
It was so much work. It was the toughest thing I've ever had to do. The most tough and then the most rewarding at the same time.
Cool.
So it's like I did it through SMCC's film program.
Okay.
They do this every year with their seniors. You go through a pre-production class, and then you are selected by a panel of film professionals. So I was selected with 5 other of my classmates to move ahead to the next class and make the film.
Cool.
So the first was pre-production. You had to do like your casting, finding your crew,
right.
figuring out
Storyboards, stuff like that.
storyboards. You
Yeah.
had to kind of figure out what the style of the movie is, and like come up with like essentially a 6-minute pitch explaining why you should make the film, and like you try to show up as prepared as possible
Yeah.
for the panel. So that was a lot of work. And then once you get selected, that's when you start raising money. So I raised money on Indiegogo. You make like a proof of concept video, and then you raise money, and then and then you gather your teams and make a schedule and get together. And we filmed for 8 days of 2 different weekends, 4 days straight, and then a week passed, and then 4 days straight again. And I think we had 2 or 3 12-hour days, and then a couple 10-hour days.
Yeah.
It's insane, like
Yeah.
crazy. And then we had like several different locations. So I filmed at a motel in Old Orchard Beach, and we filmed at a community center in Augusta, and then a gas station in Wayne. So we're going all over the place.
That's so fun.
Yeah. And then we were also filming in the wintertime.
Right.
And we filmed on a couple of those days where it was like in like super like negative temperatures, and that was rough, but we got through it.
That's rough on batteries too.
Yes, we had to go through so many batteries. Luckily, we had several extras. Yeah, just like the prep to like pre-planning, like what is the worst possible thing that could happen on set, and then being prepared for that. And then you feel like you're so prepared, and then something out of left wing comes, and like it just like throws you for a loop. But like it's part of it. Like you come together as a team and problem solve, and it was a lot of work. It was a ton of work.
Yeah, Hillary just mentioned that there was a small issue.
And she kind of threw you right under that bus.
Right under the bus. She said it was your fault.
Were you talking about me shattering the antique?
We don't
Oh,
know.
no.
Oh!
All we were told is that there was
Kind
a
of
big
pivotal.
issue and you were at fault.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Okay, so I found an antique vase at Goodwill, and it was perfect for the film. It was very like intricate, and like it looked like it maybe could be worth money.
Right.
It was the only one I had, so like I was so optimistic about it. I was like, I'll be fine.
This is gonna be
Oh
great.
man.
Yeah, this is great. And we filmed an entire day with it. Then day 2, I was holding it and also the monitor for the camera. And I was trying to pass, I can't remember if I was trying to pass the vase off or the monitor, and just slipped right out of my hands and shattered into a million pieces. Day 2 of filming. And I can still see, I was like surrounded by a group of people
Oh my god.
in my crew, and their faces, I wish someone was filming it because it was like a movie. Like I swear to God, someone like slowly raised their hand to cover their mouth. And and like to avoid having a complete breakdown, I was like, all right, let's take lunch. And I like went for a walk, and that was the day we were filming at Old Orchard Beach. So I just like went to the waterfront and like sat and looked over the
I can
ocean.
totally picture that.
Yeah.
Man.
And at the time I was like, well, it's over. Like where am I going to find another antique like this? Like I went on the internet, tried to find a duplicate, could not find one anywhere. And
Because it was probably worth a lot of money.
I looked, okay, there were some faces like it, and it might have been worth at least like a couple $100s, which is crazy. But couldn't find a duplicate. After I returned from staring over the ocean, trying not to like cry, I come back and my crew is like all hovered over like a motel bed, like piecing it together. They're using like glue and duct tape, and like they were able to, I should show you guys a picture of it, but they pieced it together so we could finish the film day, and you couldn't even tell it was broken.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then like throughout the 8 days of filming, we just kept having to like touch it up. And like if you really look in the movie, you can tell it's broken. But like if you don't tell anybody, no one can tell, because we fixed it. It was shattered, like
Oh my gosh.
small pieces. Day 2, it was like,
Wow.
That's so funny now.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly. Like I was like, I'm gonna laugh about this
One day.
sometime, but right now this is like the worst possible thing that could have ever happened. But it was a great learning experience. So like if you have a film very like pivotal and like the plot is surrounded by one prop, you want to make sure you have several copies of the same prop, because you never know what's gonna happen.
The name of the movie is The Antique.
The antique.
So
Oh.
keep the antique safe.
Yeah.
That reminds me. The Hateful Eight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the story? Like
No,
like behind.
I didn't see that one.
So there's a scene where a girl plays a guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and they reached out and got it was like 1890s Martin acoustic guitar, like
Yeah.
original, worth like unprecedented amounts of money. And in the scene, somebody smashes it. He thought that it was the fake guitar, because it was planned to be smashed, so they were gonna swap it out with a fake guitar, but they never swapped it out.
No.
So this guy destroys a priceless.
That is tragic. I
I
feel
know.
better about my situation now.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I know, but so it could have been a lot worse, is what I'm
It
saying.
could, yes. And I can absolutely, like my professor at the time, he was like, you should talk about this on social media. I think it's interesting. And at the time I was like, I am so devastated by this. I can't even
Yeah.
do that. And now I'm like, yeah, I think that's a fun idea. So at the end of the credits, I put pictures of the crew piecing the lamp or the base back together.
Oh,
Oh,
So
great.
like if you stay long enough at the end of the credits, you see our crew like painstakingly like piecing together little
That's
pieces of
cool.
glass. Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
nice little tribute to your crew too. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really came together. I was touched. Yeah.
Nice.
So, go for
Nope.
it.
No.
So I've known you for a while, and I feel like like you've done other film. I mean, you've acted in short films, but this is your first time in the directorial role.
Yeah. Yeah. I've made little tiny little films like a minute long.
Yeah.
And it's nothing compared to this. This was a 20-minute piece. So this is my first big film directing debut. Yeah. And I learned a lot, and
Did you love it?
I did love it. And it was tricky because I was acting in it too. So I was kind of like switching back and forth between directing and then hopping behind the camera and then back over. So that was interesting. I'd like to, the next thing I make, I'd like to just solely direct and really get the full director's experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did love it, and I like wanted to do it more. Is at the end of the process, I was like, I don't want to make another film for like a million years because it was so exhausting and stressful.
Yep.
And then a couple weeks go by, and I was like, all right, let's make another
I'm
one.
ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. Yeah.
That's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's great. Can people see your film?
So at the moment, I'm submitting it to film festivals, and we'll hopefully have it be featured in some film festivals in the country somewhere, maybe, hopefully, crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
They have certain rules where you can't like post it on YouTube or anything until after like the
Yeah.
film festival season has ended.
Yeah.
I do want to put it online somewhere after that point,
Cool.
and then share it with the world.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
what I did to support it. I did something. Is that still up? Is there was some type of link or?
It was the Indiegogo link.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's closed, but I am making a new film for Damnation Land, and it's a Portland festival they do every October. They've done it for a few years now, and you make a horror film, and that I was asked to make a film for that, and so I'll be raising money for that soon. So I haven't made like a Instagram page or anything for it, but I'll probably post it on the Antiques Instagram page, which is at the Antique Film. So if anyone wants to follow me on there.
We would have supported you, but then we were shot down and told that only women were in the cast and that we didn't qualify.
What are you talking
I don't
about?
care what he says. I'm gonna.
That's what Hillary told us.
Yeah.
Only women were in the cast.
She said we weren't allowed.
Oh, for the horror film?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have one guy. It's a very small cast. So it's like a woman, a baby, another woman, and then a guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that means one of us can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, if you casted it.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So send in your audition.
So one of us.
Audition tapes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hillary lied, but that's okay.
Liar. It's okay. She hasn't read the script yet.
No,
Oh,
She's
I think-
staring at me.
I think what she's trying to say is she doesn't want us. She
Oh.
was really
She's like-
politely saying,
Right.
She's playing bodyguard for your film.
It's only female. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
So we'll politely back away if she doesn't like us.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry she hurt your feelings. She's like that.
I'm used to it by now.
Okay.
For the amount of movies that I've been trying to get into, one day I'll.
Have you been trying to get into a lot of movies, Aaron?
Well, if you count DMing directors privately in Hollywood.
Nope, I don't count it. All right.
No, I don't either.
So,
I'll.
He has.
He was just pitching a film earlier, and I think he should do it. I don't know.
Right.
Not to throw you under the bus.
Ooh.
Dang it. No, Oompa's over
That
here.
was. It's live.
a rare.
That wasn't us.
It's
a rare
live.
Antique, a rare antique.
Oh,
We're gonna save that for the.
guys, that was
For the
the
story.
sound effect from the day on set.
Oh,
Hannah,
great.
you my shepherd in all forms now, like your artistic, your Hannah Shepherd.
Hannah Perry Shepherd.
Okay.
I couldn't drop the Perry. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Hannah Perry Shepherd.
so where can people find your stuff? I mean, like.
Yeah. So Instagram at the film Antique. And I'm also on Instagram, Hannah Elaine Perry. And that's where you can find me. I post all updates surrounding the film and upcoming projects through Instagram. So
Great.
follow me on there.
Awesome.
And then I always love to ask. We are doing community theater primarily. That's what we like to talk to people about.
Mhm.
Is there anything in this area or this arena that you're super passionate about that you wanted to share, or anything that we didn't hit on at all?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been in a theater production in a little while, but I love it, and think I want to step into the directorial chair for a theater production at some point. I don't know. I have nothing going on right now, but everyone should come see Jekyll and Hyde at Oompa.
Whoa! What a plug! I like that.
Nice. Did you pay? How much you pay her for that?
I'm acting in her horror film.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you, Hannah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Hannah.
you guys.
This is fun.
All right.
All right. Now we're going to take a break
Yeah.
and come back with some
Sweaty.
more fun times.
Wow. Here
Hey.
we are at the art show again. Music and art show is going great. Our
We're
art
live.
show festival. We're apparently live.
Get on that mic, John.
I'm right on the mic, Scott.
There you go. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid.
Hey, and we have another one of our friends just came down.
Hello.
Steve Corning. How you doing, bro?
That's me. I'm great. I'm so good.
So you just got done performing.
Yes, I'm very, for the listener, I'm very sweaty. Just imagine the sweatiest man you can.
You don't look sweaty.
Thank you so much.
You look great.
You could touch me if you want some
I know he
confirmation.
was looking at your
I
lightsaber tattoo.
noticed the laser sword tattoo.
Yes. Are you a nerd enough to identify this lightsaber
Yeah, that-
tattooed on my arm?
Yes, sir.
John can.
Whose is it?
Who do you think it is? Luke Skywalker's.
Yeah.
He's actually wrong. He's
Well,
incorrect about
All right.
that.
Oh no! So it is the original lightsaber. It's got the
This is
So-
this is
no! Never mind. No, okay.
that's Obi-Wan's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
I
going to say.
saw the transmitter on the end. I know.
Yeah. That's Obi-Wan's lightsaber.
Nice
Losers.
lightsaber.
I didn't see
We
the
got some fake
transmitter.
nerds out here.
Now I feel like terrible.
And you guys call yourselves Star Wars fans.
I know.
We
So,
get some big podcast fans over here.
oh,
Very cute kids.
do you know these people?
Right. That's
They're all-
some of my grandkids that I talk about.
Oh, great. Well, so
Yep,
we're,
sorry.
we're interviewing Steve. So, Steve, you're a juggler, a comedian, a full-time entertainer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
So, how did you start?
I was super interested in performing in high school. I think probably like most of us.
You're right.
And I didn't know how to translate that into like real life making money kind of a thing.
Right.
And I got like super lucky that I met these professional jugglers when I was like 14, 15 years old in high school. And I saw their show and I was like, dude, like these guys make a living throwing stuff at each other.
That's my favorite type of way of making a living.
And I was like, I need to know everything about this.
Yeah.
Right? I was so enamored by it. And those guys, Matt and Jason Tardy, who are local
Okay,
performers, some
yeah.
people might recognize those names. They were based out of like Buckfield and originally in then, Central Maine.
right.
And yeah, I basically just sent them a nice email. And I was like, hey, how can I do what you do? Because I was interested in juggling randomly, at the same time. And
Right.
they were like, do you want to just like come to a show? And I was like, yeah. And then I helped them out at a show and they're like, do you want to come on the road with us? And I was like, yeah. So basically
Obviously.
I got my like, my experience just like literally traveling with professionals.
That's great.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah. And so you started as a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember coming, like you doing a couple of shows at things that I was at.
Yeah. We
And-
definitely crossed paths a lot.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you did Janelle's senior project.
That's right. That is so right.
Only because me and John did also her senior project.
Oh, that's right. We did. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Well, we're going way back here, Janelle. We're going back to
It's not that far back.
we're going we're going back to Janelle's senior project. We're really taking this back.
I mean, that's where we first crossed paths. Really, I mean,
Yeah. Do you think that was the first show that you like Janelle produced?
probably actually.
Well, there you go. There you go. A little bit of history.
Wow, a little
You know.
backtracking there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for bringing everything full circle for us.
My pleasure.
So I've never asked you this before, but how did you land on Showtime Steve as your stage name?
Oh, dude. Okay, it's just like long car rides by yourself. You just like brainstorm about anything. And I just went by my full name for like probably the first 7 or 8 years of my career. Just Steve Corning. And I don't know, I just felt like I needed something a little catchier.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking of, S words because, it's like fun to have another S word. And it took way longer than you'd think to land on Showtime. It seems kind of obvious, but it took me
I
a
can
long
think of
time.
a different S word.
Yeah, there's a lot of good S words that maybe aren't appropriate for the children.
Shoot.
They're not our demographic, so it's all good.
Oh, great. Yeah. So what were some you want to throw out for my adult show, Aaron? You got any
Snooty.
Snooty Steve?
Snooty Steve. Well, Scuba Steve
Scuba
was
Steve.
taken.
That was my nickname in school, actually. Yeah, Scuba Steve.
Yeah.
Sensual Steve, was that was one.
Oh, sensual.
Sensual.
Yeah.
Sensual.
Yeah. Sex icon Steve.
Sex.
Yep.
That was
I
another
kinda
one.
feel like you came up with that one yourself.
You don't think that was given to me?
I don't know.
Huh.
So you don't only juggle. You're part of a improv group too, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true.
We were just I just saw your face on an ad for a show you guys did last night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in Portland, this awesome little venue called the Hill Arts up on Munjoy Hill. It used to be St. Lawrence Arts is what you
Okay,
might
yeah.
know it as. They just rebranded, but it's this awesome converted church.
Oh, cool.
It's beautiful, and we have the pleasure of getting to perform there pretty regularly with my improv troupe. It's great. It's really cool to do live improv in Portland.
Yeah.
Huge fan of that. Yeah.
So are you with Balderdash?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. Thank you for name dropping. Yeah, it's called Balderdash Academy. That's the
Yes.
name of our group.
Yeah, there's somebody in that group that was just in a show with Scott.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Here we go. Carla Rose Dubois.
Carla Rose. We're all big Carla Rose fans. here.
Huge fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you guys call her CRD?
We have
Okay.
discussed that.
I'm trying to get
but,
it trending.
Yeah, I'm still on the
The Annie
calling
wagon.
her Annie right now.
Yeah.
So
That's right. There's a lot of trauma associated with that face. I understand.
yeah,
Oh my
not
gosh.
too much though. Not too much. We laughed a lot behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm sure she's one
We
of the
did.
funniest people I know. Genuinely. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
she
funny.
is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm one of her biggest fans. I'm her number one fan. Actually.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that full circle.
Hey, you're welcome.
I
It's
feel like
great. This was
we're
meant
just
to be.
connecting lines here.
Yeah, that's what we do here on the BSP.
No, I
I
think
know we already agree we're not the BSP.
Oh no, we did not agree on that.
So I am a huge fan of the way you balance things on your chin.
Thank you.
I like when you take one letter and you put it inside another letter and then you put it on your chin.
I
think
thank
that's
you very
pretty cool.
much. Thank you.
In fact, a video was posted just recently of you doing it. I know you do it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just dang. I don't know. Is it as impressive as it looks? Is my question.
Is it? That's
Could
that's
I
the
do it?
thing. It's up to the viewer to decide how impressive it is. I would say it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard once you've mastered a skill to know how hard it is. You know.
True. You're not wrong. But
Yeah.
of all of your skills, I mean, is it up there on the?
It's up there in the most risk involved because you're balancing. It's about 35 pounds, the two ladders. So
Wow.
that's a lot of potential
Weight.
strain on your neck and spine.
Yeah.
Which is why I recommend no one ever try balancing things on their face without actually professional training, because you could seriously mess up your spine. You have to do it correctly to absorb that weight with your whole body, basically, and you have to keep the balance using your hips, really, instead of you don't want to use your upper body because then you risk tweaking your neck.
Man.
Yeah, I don't think you wanted to balance with,
That's
your
the
neck.
thing. It's really tempting to
Yeah.
want to because you
Quick
kind of have to
motions.
constantly be moving a little bit to keep it balanced, obviously. And it's really tempting to move the shoulders or the neck, but yeah, that's how you get into trouble. It's all hips and legs.
And I almost say the release of it is equally impressive for you to finish the supporting it and switching the weight to your hands or
Oh, cool!
I don't know. I love it.
Thank
I think
you.
it's awesome
That's
to
a
watch.
little thing that no one's ever really caught on, but it's actually my favorite part too.
Really?
Yeah, I love that when it kind of drops into my hands. It's super
Yeah.
dramatic. Yeah,
I don't know. The idea of the weight transfer is just I don't know. It's really fun to watch.
cool. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
So, we talked about John's favorite. What is your favorite thing that you do, for juggling and your act?
Oh, so usually it's the newest thing I'm doing that I like the best because I'm not as sick of it yet.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense.
And I've been doing this new stunt where I walk barefoot on a platform covered in Legos while juggling knives. So that's my favorite right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that seems intense.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Is it enough though? Is my question.
Is it enough?
I feel like you need to add something else to it.
Yeah, you want like flaming Legos or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Molten Legos.
Molten Legos.
That's great.
Yeah,
That-
I'll work on that.
Well, if you start doing it, we just require a little bit of a credit.
I'll get you a little kickback there, John.
Yeah, I don't need money, but yeah, the title I could take.
Oh, what do you want to name that stunt?
Showtime. Steve's feet get burned, but in a good way. So like no hurt, no.
I think we
It's
can
gonna
come
be
up with
sizzling Steve.
Sizzling
Sizzling
Steve.
I feel-
That's really good.
I feel like we could come up with something better than
No
this.
Steves were harmed in the creation of this process. That's quite impressive.
That's
Are the knives sharp?
The knives, a little peek behind the curtain. It's not like I sharpen them. They're made for juggling, so they have a really nice weight, a really good balance for throwing and
Okay.
catching. But they are very heavy, and it is raw metal, so as you know, it's spinning fast enough.
Yeah.
It will slice.
It's
you.
gonna do damage.
Yeah. I've been sliced a few times, but it's not gonna like lop your finger off or anything. That would be dumb to juggle something that could ruin your career.
so
Don't
no,
do that.
No
That's-
chainsaws.
that's
No,
fair.
no
That's
chainsaws. There are guys who do chainsaws. Very few
I've
of
seen
them
that.
are like really authentically chained. Because it's a big
Right, they
risk,
take the
man.
chain
If
off,
that's your
yeah.
job, that's your job. Your livelihood is your hands,
Yeah.
and you can't like you guys. You've had days of work where you're not 100%
Yeah.
on, right? We all have.
Yeah.
That happens
Yeah.
when you're a performer too.
Yeah.
Like you might just miss a rotation with a chainsaw. It's bound to happen. So yeah, it's a risky one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of former chainsaw jugglers.
That's right.
That's right.
They're about half as good as they used to be.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey.
Nice.
So
That's how you do it, Aaron.
Thank you.
I find myself mentioning the Jackass guys
Yeah.
a lot on our podcast.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know if you saw it on social media the last couple of days, but Steve-O
hmm
did a double backflip off of the London Bridge
No way.
as part of his like special, and was
sick.
detained by the police, but they let him go because it was part of his special.
Right.
And his social media presence is like huge.
Yeah.
And I've noticed with yours, like you're kind of right on that border of you have your social media stuff, but you don't share too much, like video or shorts.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about going more in that direction, like being able to have content?
Are you signing up to be an intern to do all my social media for me, John?
I'm just curious, like,
No.
have you thought about going in that direction?
Yes, but like I don't have the time or like I feel so out of touch as about to be a 30-year-old. My God, it's like a crazy world out there. But yeah, I don't have the time. I wish I did. And it's like I don't necessarily need more work is the other part of it.
True.
So like I don't feel like I need to actively be like getting new subscribers, I guess, on social
Yeah.
media. But it can lead to like different and bigger stuff.
Yeah.
That's how you could, end up in the college market or end up like doing cruise ships or whatever. Those are, some of the bigger markets, those are really good.
My
Yeah.
thoughts, just from being kind of in that world a
Yeah.
little bit, is that like if you can get your content, maybe even like making you a little bit of money, that
Yeah.
means that you're working less and you have bigger. So
I like
don't know, I
this.
just thought like you're so talented, and I feel that you're like having a little bit of content would go a long way.
Thanks, man.
So
Thank you very
I was
much.
just curious.
I think that's great advice. I will take that advice. I really need to hire someone. Okay, so if anyone needs that job, showtimestudio.com, you can email me if you want to be my content creator.
There you go.
And I can't pay you that much, but I'll pay you something.
But he'll name a stunt after you.
I will
You
name
heard
a
it
stunt
here.
after you. Yeah,
There you go.
I need like a young person that like understands that stuff.
Yeah, and it's willing
Absolutely.
to not take a paycheck.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I'd like to pay them something, but it's mostly gonna be
It's
naming
experience.
naming
for them.
stunts after you. Yeah, and maybe sandwiches and that sort of thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I make really good sandwiches,
Ooh.
Oh.
so just keep that in mind. If
You enjoy sandwiches, Aaron.
I do enjoy
there you
sandwiches.
go,
I-
this
I like
this
a
could
good
be
sandwich.
This is the start of something beautiful.
Kismet.
So what's your hardest trick that you do?
like most difficult. I'll have to think about this for a second. I would say, actually, I do a rope escape, which is something I've been doing for many years. And it isn't very common. You don't see too many people doing that specific stunt anymore. But it's a really old school stunt. It does
Right.
date back to Harry Houdini.
Yeah.
And it's really simple. It's 50 feet of rope and 1 to 2 adults from the audience, and they can tie me up however they want with that 50 feet of rope. And basically, I just have to get out. Now, it's really an interesting stunt because I have to keep it entertaining, so I can't let them tie me up badly.
Right.
but I also don't want it to be so difficult that I can't get out. It's this really interesting balancing act of like I have to like coach them in real time how to tie me up well, but then like I don't want it to go too far, and they really secured me like really really well. So it's like from a performer's point of view, which I think you guys will appreciate. Like that's one of the hardest things to control.
Right.
Is that stunt because it really can go anywhere, and I'll bring up guys on stage that are like former sailors or police
Boy
officers
Scouts.
or Boy Scouts,
Jeez. Yep.
like mountain climbers, and they will just go crazy and like really tie me up well. And those are some of the scariest moments of my career because it's like there's not much I can do because I've set up the routine where they can do whatever they want,
Right.
and I have to just let that happen. And so like that can be kind of one of the wildest things I do.
Yeah. Have you had times where you couldn't get out?
So that's interesting because it's I don't know how many times I've done it. I would say at least 700 times in my career, and there's been one show where I didn't get out.
One show.
Yeah, one show.
Oh man.
And the bizarre thing is it was right here on Main Street, Norway. I was doing the art festival. I think it was 2018.
Okay.
I think it was around then, 2017, 2018, and I did a street show here for the arts festival. And one of the shows, this guy he really knew what he was doing, and he tied up my hands behind my back in like such an intricate way that I was able to get everything else out, but I couldn't get the hands undone in the time limit. And so usually I do a time limit. I try to escape in less time, and it takes them to tie me up. So I didn't make the time limit, and I was like, all right, I'm going to give myself an extra minute just to see if I can get out. And it was just like, it was so good that I couldn't physically do it with my hands behind my back. Because you can't see what you're doing,
Right.
And if things are really well knotted, you're in trouble, because you can only twist your wrist so far
Yeah.
behind your back. So
I would figure that the key for you is to create space.
that's it. That's all it is.
You want to make yourself as big as possible, so when you shrink, you have room to get out.
So yeah, there are some tricks you can use to give yourself an upper leg when you're getting tied up, which is like flexing your muscles,
Right.
things like that. I actually try not to do that because I actually feel like that's cheating a little bit. I like to really be put in as much danger as I can be.
Well, when you have 1 out of 700 that you've been
Yeah.
actually caught in,
It's a good record.
But the reason I didn't get out was, it's like one of those things where it's like you get too confident, so you go too far in the other way. You're like, do whatever you want to me, So
You're like laying on the ground and like hog-tied. You're like, I'm fine with this.
I've done many hog ties as well. There is something where it's like you get too confident, and that will eventually betray you, where you can't get out. But you do want a healthy confidence, because the worst thing that can happen is you panic.
Right.
Then you won't get out. Like that's actually the biggest part of it. It's like a mental stunt, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah. Don't try it. I wouldn't recommend trying it, but
I'm not going to.
Well, I mean,
I'd be terrified. I'll be honest with you.
you can't be claustrophobic.
Yeah, no, thank you. At
It'll
all.
stress you out.
And probably watching you, I would have a hard time with it as well. I think.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah,
Have you seen me do that stunt?
I have before.
Yeah.
And I don't love it.
Okay.
But I've only seen you do it once, and I don't remember. It looked like you got out of it pretty easily.
Yeah.
And
I
don't
try to
remember-
milk it a little bit, but I don't try to overdo it. Like I
wanna
don't
say
want
it was
anyone to
at
feel like,
like they just
That
fall
I'm-
off you.
yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
say it was at a church event of some kind.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah.
And you don't think I was tied up that well that time?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You looked like you nailed it,
Okay, perfect.
but that could just been your skill level. So I don't know.
Thanks. It's hard to know.
How do you tell the difference?
Exactly. That's a good point. Yeah. That's my goal. Is like, how hard is it actually? It's like there's a little bit of acting involved for sure.
Yeah. I would imagine that you want it to look hard.
Yeah.
But
Then sometimes it is genuinely that hard.
right.
And then so in those moments you don't want to have faked it too much in the past, because then you need to really sell how hard it is. It's like it's this interesting balance.
Do you have any loyal followers or anything like that? Like, do you have anybody that tries to go to all your stuff? Or
There are people whenever I'm performing in this area, especially because I grew up here.
Yeah.
And I perform in this area a lot just because, so many people know me here. There's always like a following of people. Like in the show I just did, probably, 30 of the people there had all seen me before and came back to see me. So that feels really good. Yeah.
I bet that's cool.
So you're saying there's a chance we'll get some followers?
Oh, absolutely.
Probably not.
Groupies?
No.
No.
Forget it.
All right.
I
Could
have
we get
one.
some roadies to haul the equipment
Well.
around?
Yeah, if we were live right now, we could ask people to come down, but
Uh,
Wait a minute, we're not live.
we're not live.
Wait a minute, what?
I feel alive.
People are walking around me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
live.
We're live.
The wind is blowing.
Just the world isn't aware that we're live.
not yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy.
I have one more question. How are you guys doing?
I just have
we're
my
good?
boring, annoying question at the end. So go for it.
All right. My one question is how often do you switch up your routine?
Oh, like the show?
Yeah.
Usually, like every year, I try to add a new something, a
Yep.
new stunt, and then so over the course of like 10 years, yeah, I've got probably like 90 minutes of material
Okay. Wow.
that I rotate through. But I usually get kind of stuck on the same things a lot of times, just because like when I perform them a lot, they get really tight, and then I
Yeah.
want to keep performing them. So
Yeah.
you know, if you see me in the summer season multiple times, you're probably going to see like the same stunts because those are the ones that are really in rhythm and like
Right.
really tight. But yeah, usually in the off season, I'm trying out new stuff when I do shows.
I would assume you
Um,
need to. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, stuff that works kind of makes it into the summer tour season.
Yeah.
And stuff that doesn't, I'm like, I'll come back to that next year or something like that. But yeah, I like to change it up for my own sanity.
Yeah. I
But
would
there are a
assume.
couple stunts where like people would riot if I didn't balance the ladders on my face, like the audience would riot because that's what people come to see me for. So that one kind of has to stay.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Can I plug?
Oh no, please,
Well,
100%.
Let John ask his question.
Okay,
You're gonna get
yeah.
your opportunity.
Yeah, sorry.
I
I messed up.
No, you didn't mess up. You're great. So just curious, I always like to ask, we kind of try to stay in the realm of community theater a little bit,
Yeah.
but that also goes hand in hand with the performing and community love. Or is there anything that you're super passionate about that you want to kind of share with our audience, or something that maybe we didn't touch on?
About myself or about
Anything in that realm, whether it be community theater, entertaining, community in general.
Well, I saw a really good show recently. It was called Misery.
Really?
It was really good.
It was really.
Tell
was
me more.
really good. The sets were phenomenal. That was honestly one of the coolest sets I've seen
It was a very cool
for
set.
a production of this size. Like easily one of the best
Yeah.
sets I've seen, and the performances were really good. Like
Yeah.
seriously, this is great local theater, guys. What you're doing here, and it's great to see like my peers, like we're all doing cool shit,
Yeah.
in the performing world. It's really
Yeah.
cool to see that.
Yeah.
It really
is-
makes me happy
it
to
is
see you
really
guys
cool.
producing, performing, and we all kind of grew up in
Yeah.
lateral to each other. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Nice.
Cool.
And then I just want to know, like, what are you doing? Like, do you have anything to plug? Where can people find you?
Yeah. So, well, if you want to find out more about like the show I've been talking about today, that's showtimesteve.com. And you can find me on social media, which I'm gonna get better at, John. That's Steve Does Shows. Actually, right now I am posting once a day, which is on my story, which is a lot for me, John. I'm posting everywhere I am in the month of July, which is 50 locations.
That's awesome.
Or 50 shows. Some of them are same location, but
Okay.
50 shows in the month of July. But I'm actually working on a new show right now, which we're on tour right now, off and on throughout the summer and the fall. And it's a brand new show for me. It's developed with my partner, Shane Micklon, who's a incredible juggler out of Buckfield,
Oh my
Maine.
gosh,
Yep.
phenomenal,
Shane.
super talented.
Yeah, he's a second generation performer, like you might know his dad, Mike Micklon.
Right.
Done a ton of local theater here.
Yeah.
And helped kind of like build the scene in a lot of ways.
For real.
Here. So Shane and I are doing this show. It's called Enter the Fish Tank, and I've been a music producer for like 10 years or so. I make like weird electronic stuff, and I wanted to find an interesting avenue to play that, and I kind of wanted it to be different than just kind of like like DJing at a club kind of thing,
Yeah.
I do that as well, but I wanted something more theatrical. So Shane and I wrote this entire show. It's an hour-long show. It's all built around the music. So I'm performing and mixing it all live. And I'm in
Okay.
control of all the lights. I control all the lights from on stage.
Cool.
And video projection. And then Shane's doing just like crazy synchronized juggling with all the different elements.
Wow.
And it's super sick. It's something we're really, really proud of. Like we put like 9 months of work into it.
That's
And,
great.
We're like super proud of it. We just want people to see it and like get feedback from other people and see how it plays to an audience.
Yeah.
So we're on like a little tour right now. We're doing like 5 or 6 stops. And right now our next one is I don't know when this is coming out, but we're at the Celebration Barn right down the street from Norway.
Yeah.
Yep.
July 15th.
July 15th.
July 15th.
Yeah.
It's coming right up.
It's next Friday.
Yeah, next
Yep.
Saturday, right?
Yeah. That's right. That's a week from now. So if this has already come out, I mean, if this has not come out yet, then I'm sorry. But
Oh, we'll try to get it out.
Yep.
I'm the editor, so
Yes.
I just got to figure out times.
Is there a schedule for it after that, or
yeah, we'll have some more dates after that. That's the most local one to hear for
and how
sure.
do people find out about that?
EnterTheFishTank.com.
EnterTheFishTank.com.
Yeah.
Nice.
We love it.
Thanks
That's
so much,
great.
guys, for chatting.
Thanks.
This has been fun.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
My pleasure.
Great.
Yeah, thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
taking time out of your schedule here.
So
Appreciate it,
Showtime
Well, you're
Steve,
a busy man. You got places to go, people to see.
ShowtimeSteve.com. Steve does shows.
Yep.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
And Facebook.
Yep.
bud. And EnterTheFishTank.com.
Yeah.
Great.
Well,
Awesome.
all right.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Thanks,
My
Steve.
pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Hey, we're going to take another break, and then maybe we'll get Dave from Celebration Barn here.
Awesome. Okay, so we're back. We're missing Scott.
Well, I'm missing the rest of my troop. There are 5 of us, but I'm the only one here right now.
So would you
Well, they're all
mind?
in a supportive role behind you. So
Oh, they are?
They are
Like my backup band?
kind of.
Are they dancing?
no, they're walking away.
Classic.
I would love to introduce yourself if you don't mind.
Of course. My name is Sabrina Mandel. I'm the artistic co-director of Happenstance Theater. I am currently portraying Augustine.
What was that? Augustine?
Augustine.
Augustine.
Yes, I'm an English clown. I'm an English clown in a show called Preposterous that we're doing at the Celebration Barn. And Pinot just sat down next to me. Pinot, you have to talk into the thing, but you have to put those headphones on.
Uh,
It's a little tricky over your cone hat.
is it? I would.
Correct.
It's a podcast, and
Yeah.
so they can't see the
They
visuals.
can't see-
But there's a lot of complicated activity.
I'm
physical
loving
comedy.
the effort. I really appreciate it.
So
Yeah, please tell us a little bit about yourself or your group. We'd love to know a little bit more about your group.
we're an ensemble of 5 who've been performing together since 2012, but we started the company in 2006, and we're based in Rockville, Maryland.
Okay.
We devise all of our own work. It's visual poetic theater,
Yeah.
and we've built over 26 shows.
Sorry.
What's so funny? Oh, he looks like an alien.
I do.
Hi, Pinot. Welcome.
Welcome, Pinot.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to the inner zone.
It sounds inner.
This is the Backstairs Podcast. We're happy to
Oh.
have you.
Wow, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah. So you guys
We're
aren't from Maine.
No, we're not from Maine. We're from Rockville, Maryland.
Some of our best friends are from Maine.
Yes, I was born in Nova Scotia, which is
Not far from
not
Maine
far
at all.
from Maine at all.
My
Oh.
parents used to live in Maine.
Oh yeah. That
This is boring though, right?
No, no,
This-
no.
this is making for really great content.
Oh yes. Edited later, all right.
Yeah. Or is this live? Are we live streaming right now?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, no, that's not unfortunate.
That means we're dead. If
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not live, we're dead. No. Hi. So what else do you want to know?
Well, you're a little bit from home. Do you spend a lot of time away from home?
There's no place like home. There's
Correct.
no place like home.
Yeah.
No, we spend some time away from home. Because we devise our work, we can really only make like one new show a year at
Okay.
most. And so when we make a new show that is a huge effort to give it a broader life, we do it in our neighborhoods.
We take it abroad.
and then we take it abroad. we take it away.
Yeah.
I
I-
mean, we don't take it away. We take it elsewhere.
I think it's a good idea to mention that you guys are dressed up like clowns
Oh.
right now.
Right? Did I not mention I'm a
can't-
clown?
You
I'm
can't see us?
For our
Um,
listeners
Oh right.
Oh, of course.
who are mainly listening.
Of course.
Yes.
So
Wait, mainly listening? Is that because we're in Maine?
Correct.
Yes, that's
Yes.
they will not be watching because we're not
Oh.
recording.
They
Unfortunately,
are missing part of the show, huh?
I know the best part.
At least
Well,
50% of the show. is-
Well,
So do you
Um,
find yourselves? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut
no,
you
no,
off.
no. Go ahead.
Do you find yourselves sticking to a certain character, or does it change up quite a bit?
I
or-
stick to Pinot sometimes.
Oh la la.
Especially today.
Is this a children's show?
It's been a common theme today, so we're not sure.
Oh, interesting.
No, truth be told, we are a theater company and we make up lots of shows and we play many different characters.
Okay.
Yes.
So we are actors as well as clowns. Today we're clowns.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
And-
what kind of shows other than clowns do you do, or what kind of a?
We have a show that is going to be happening in New York City.
Oh wow.
For any of you listeners who are out in New York City, there's going to be a show called Adrift, a medieval
Yeah. So
wayward fa-
excuse me. Can you tell me a little bit about this kind of show? What is this show? What is this? You're going to be in New York. What is that? Huh?
Well, I think you'll really like it, actually.
Why,
It's-
why am I going to like this show? Huh?
Well, this show is called Adrift, a medieval wayward folly.
Oh, sounds heady.
Don't forget about it.
It's very visual. Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Anyway, it's we basically play 5 fools after the apocalypse. We do a little apocalyptic.
Sounds very dark and
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds uplifting.
dreary.
But these 5 medieval fools pose the question: what do we do now?
But wait, is it funny?
It's got so much funny in it.
Does there singing?
There's singing. We have Hildegard von Bingen.
Wow, I thought she was dead.
Anyway, it's just, we tend to mine.
That's with an N, right?
Yes. We mime as well, but we mine things from the past that we love.
Yeah.
Vintage style, not vintage values. And then we sort of extract those things, periods from the past, visual art movements,
Yeah.
and then we sort of riff and make theatrical elements of the past. Like
lo-
right now, we're dressed as turn of the century circus clowns,
Yes.
and that was part of that's one of the shows that we have.
Turn of the century clowns, like as they would have been back then in the turn of the century. We're not like crusty old skeletons with costumes on.
Right.
and
I think that's a good point to make.
yeah.
That was a good point.
Also good where there's no visual. Thank you. That's a good to
Oh,
clear
right.
that up.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, we're just 2 skeletons. Actually, we have a show called Cabaret Macabre that's all inspired by Edward Gorey. You know the works of Edward Gorey?
I'm not familiar. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's an incredible illustrator.
Okay.
You should look him up. He wrote a book called he wrote many books, but one is called Amphigory, and it's all these very dark Victorian like little cartoons.
Okay.
And one is of the alphabet. A is for Alice, who fell down the stairs. B is for Boris, who was eaten by bears.
Oh my god.
Etc. Etc. You'd love it. It's so good.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, we should probably go because we have to
Well,
feed ourselves.
Yes, I was going to say, Augustine, it's time to go, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I would just love to know, when is the show in New York?
The show in New York is between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so November 27th through December 24th.
Where in New York?
59E 59th Street,
Awesome.
Midtown,
Midtown.
off Broadway.
That's awesome.
And we have a question we normally ask everyone, but what does community mean to you? I feel like you're such a community, and the 5 of you. What can you just give a little brief wrap up of what community means to you?
Community means being there for the people around you in whatever way you can be.
Yeah.
Feeding them, housing them, making sure they are well. That's what community means.
Thank you.
Are you guys looking for a place to stay tonight? Is that what?
So, if anybody has a place to stay, we'd love. No, we actually
You heard it
are-
here. 2 dirty skeletons.
We don't take
In
up much
closets.
room. In your closet. Okay. And on that note,
Thank you so much
Well,
for
thank
stopping
you
by.
You're
so
so
much.
welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, for
Rock on.
hosting us.
Yes.
bye bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Whoa.
Hey, we're back.
This
One
was-
last time.
This has been a day.
It has been a warm one.
Yeah, we've been here at the Norway Music and Arts Festival, mainstream Norway. We've talked
Was it arts and music?
music and arts.
Music,
Music and arts.
I see
Okay,
a
if you
T-shirt
say so.
over there that tells me.
Oh, there's a T-shirt. Nice.
Yeah. So we've had a great day talking to a bunch of people. It's been fun.
Yeah, I had a good time.
And now we're sitting here with Rachel, my wife
Yeah.
Rachel Potter, super talented,
Hey, thanks.
and our
Rachel, who are you here with today?
I'm with OMAD, Oxford Hills Music, Art, and Drama Boosters, which is our parent boosters for our music, art, and drama students in the Oxford Hills School District.
Yeah.
So I'm a music
Awesome.
teacher today. Yeah.
All
Very
right.
exciting. We handed out a lot of flyers to boost up our program and get community members involved. So we're
Yes.
hoping that more people will want to support our music and art and drama students. So yay.
Nice. And
Yeah.
of course, we have our executive producer, Janelle.
What up? What up?
She's been here selling the
Heyo.
podcast to the crowd while we've been
Yeah.
doing some interviews.
Good
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
so Rachel-
Yeah, it's been a good day.
takeaway real quick.
Hi, Johnny.
What are people saying when you're talking about the boosters? What's your
They don't hear about us, which is what I kind of expected. So I'm glad that we showed up today and gave them a little spiel about who we are and what we want to do and why we exist. And I think we're going to get some more community involvement with our students at concerts and arts festivals. So,
why is it important to have a boosters program?
well, you can't have music in your community without parents and community members involved to support those children participating in those events. So when you host concerts and art shows and things, you have to get traffic to show off all that hard work. So you need people to come in and play that music for or show that art to. So getting parents, not only, but also community members involved helps to show. And also it helps the Oxford Hills School District understand that the arts programs are extremely important and they help students thrive and they help students find a home and a place to be creative and to learn in a new and fun and fresh kind of way. So our job is to support those kids, and our board is really supportive, and our parents in our district too. So the goal is, instead of just being the board and parents of music kids or art kids, that we want all community members to realize that we have a strong music program and a strong arts program in Oxford Hills, and we want to just spread the word about it. So
Cool.
Yeah, thanks for that spiel.
Awesome.
And we've been giving away tickets today.
Yeah.
How's that been going?
It's been going really good. We have some beach buckets sitting out, and we have
Very nice.
3
It's beach bucket bingo.
beach bucket bingo.
Not really bingo.
Is it bingo?
No, it's not bingo.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have quite the selection to draw from, and it's been really cool seeing people get excited about local theater and what's going on. So
Awesome.
yeah, that's all I have to say.
They handed out a lot of stickers too,
Yeah,
which
so
was
many
cool.
stickers.
Stickers are out there. We still
Yeah.
got plenty of stickers left, though.
I know, but but you have a lot that went out that are on water bottles and cars and
Yeah.
hats and shirts and just repping the BSP,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we're not calling it the BSP.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
John's not down
Yeah,
with the
I
did tell
BSP.
me
I laid it
that.
down. We got to get something else.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
The Backstairs podcast.
I
Forgive
don't want to be known as an acronym.
Okay, sorry. Forgive me,
So,
everyone
I
listening.
would challenge you. We're missing Aaron. Aaron is giving some tours of the Norway Opera House, which is wonderful.
Which I just did with him. I just went on a tour
Oh, nice.
with Aaron.
Was
on
he
the
a good
Opera
tour
House.
guide?
He was a very good tour guide. Very knowledgeable.
Oh,
Very pleasant
that's
to be around.
surprising. So I got Aaron's first opera house tour, and he basically just gave me his monologue from Clue.
That's great.
This was built by somebody who cured some antibodies, and
He-
yeah. So
Well, he's gotten better since
I'm glad
then,
that
I'd
he's
say.
improved.
He's done a very fine job, and I would love to see us do a show there one day because I think it's an
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
space.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
That would be
I
awesome.
would challenge each of you real quick in your own words. What would Aaron say about today?
Hot, sweaty.
I think he'd be like, yeah, we interviewed a lot of people, and yeah, we had a good time.
That was pretty good.
It was-
Actually.
Words of wisdom by Aaron Schofield.
I'm just kidding. He'd probably say something along these lines.
It was really great.
That would also be what he would say. Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us live here at the Norway Music and Arts Festival.
Yes.
It's been great, and yeah, we look forward to releasing more content as the summer rolls out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, monthly again as well because we're not doing the weekly stuff, but we're doing monthly. But stay tuned for more great stuff coming from the Backstairs podcast.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, yeah,
Right.
this has been the Backstairs Podcast.
The Backstairs Podcast.
The Backstairs Podcast.
The Backstairs podcast.
This has been the Backstairs Podcast.
Thank you, Aaron. This has been the Backstairs Podcast. You can stream the audio or video format of this episode anywhere that you listen to your podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at The Backstairs Podcast. Send us an email at thebackstairspodcast@gmail.com. Redacted.